Lee Fang of The Intercept did some fantastic reporting here on who's financing the opposition to pot legalization, and this is specifically in California. So he explains roughly half of the money raised to oppose a ballot measure to legalize recreational marijuana in California is coming from police and prison guard groups, terrified that they might lose the revenue streams to which they have become so deeply addicted. Drug war money has become a notable source of funding for law enforcement interests. Huge government grants and asset seizure windfalls benefit police departments, while the constant supply of prisoners keeps the prison business booming. Okay, so he continues here. He says, from 2002 to 2012, California agencies reaped $181.4 million from marijuana-related asset seizures. As the Wall Street Journal reported in 2014, pot legalization in Washington state led asset forfeiture proceeds to go up in smoke. All right, so look at the situation that we're faced with here. Now, civil asset forfeiture, for those of you who don't know, what that basically is you've legalized police officers to rob people under the guise of, we have to do it to protect the population, and this person might be a drug dealer, so whoops, look at that. We took all of his money and all of his property, and he has no legal recourse. I mean, that's fucking insanity. And oftentimes they get a cut of the stuff they seize. That's even crazier. Now you're incentivizing police officers to just steal shit. So, I mean, that's a huge part of this. And then also, like he mentions, private prisons. So you have private prisons. Obviously, they're going to want to keep marijuana and all drugs illegal because that means you can lock up more people. If you lock up more people, you get more money from the state and you make more profit. So this is an investment on the part of various police departments and law enforcement groups and private prisons. This is an investment. What you do is you spend money to try to keep this illegal because if it ain't illegal, you're losing a gigantic source of your income. Well, obviously you've set up this perverse incentive structure now where regardless of the ethics or the morality of the situation, people are going to come out on the wrong side of it. I mean, if you tell somebody, hey, all of your money is going to be made as a result of drugs being illegal, they're going to want to keep it illegal because they're going to want to feed their kids. So we have a structural problem here. And the system, the shitty system, already has a massive amount of momentum with it. But, I mean, needless to say, you have to do the right thing, and they have to get new jobs. I mean, it's the same thing as, okay, well, let's stay on fossil fuels forever. Okay, but we know we can't because this is contributing to climate change, and climate change could be irreversibly bad. So, all right, we have to get off that. But no! Since we make all of our money from it, we're going to lobby the government to drag their feet, fucking up the environment more and giving us more money. Well, that's an industry that's eventually going to go away, son. I hate to burst your bubble. You know, the horse and buggy industry could lobby politicians all they want, but eventually the automobile will break through and put your ass out of business. You know, Ataris, they were good for a little bit, but then when you had more superior stuff come out, they had to go bye-bye. It should be no different with fossil fuels. It should be no different with stupid laws like prohibition on drugs. We know how that worked with alcohol, too. We know that that made the mafia incredibly powerful. Well, right now with, the drug war, you've made the drug cartels in Mexico incredibly powerful. You want to put them out of business? Legalize, tax, and regulate drugs. Then you could do all your business here in the U.S. You don't need to go to lunatics who behead people in Mexico in order to get your product. But they don't even realize it, or if they do, they don't care, but they're helping the drug cartels. And they're helping themselves because their money is dependent on this fucked up system. Well, that's unacceptable. If you're somebody who, worked as a security guard at one of Stalin's hard labor camps, they might want those hard labor camps to continue, but it doesn't mean it's the right thing to let them continue. You should probably get rid of the hard labor camps. Same thing we're talking about here. So they're going to lobby all day long, and unfortunately, they do have systemic power. It's just a matter now, it's a race of lobbying money, to be honest. So now you're hoping that the legal or semi-legal recreational marijuana industry in Colorado and the medical marijuana industry in California. You're hoping that they have enough money to counter lobby and override the money from these groups. Because as we know, money controls politics in the U.S. I wish it didn't, but it does. And so this is just a race of funds here. Whoever can buy the politicians the most are the ones who are going to get their way, and then we'll get those laws enacted.